The coffee shop smelled like burnt dreams and cheap espresso, but to HOA Karen, it was a battlefield. With a purse the size of a small child and an ego to match, she waddled in, her sister Lynn trailing like a loyal henchman, both ready to wage war over a $4 latte. It was a Thursday evening at Brewed Awakening, a cozy hole in the wall where baristas knew your name but not your patience. The sisters, infamous in their HOA for terrorizing neighbors over unmowed lawns, had found a new target. Mia, a 19-year-old barista with a nose ring and a smile that hid her exhaustion. HOA, her floral dress straining at the seams, slammed her cup down. "This latte's colder than my ex-husband's heart," she barked, loud enough for the whole shop to turn. Lynn, ever the echo, chimed in. "Yeah, and the foam's flatter than your work ethic." Mia blinked, her hands trembling as she wiped the counter. "I'm sorry, ma'am, I can remake it." "Remake it?" HOA cut her off, her jowls quivering with indignation. "You think I have time for your incompetence? I'm a busy woman." She wasn't. Her day's highlight was yelling at kids for skateboarding. Lynn smirked, adjusting her knockoff sunglasses, and leaned closer to Mia. "You owe us a refund. And make it quick." The shop's 5 patrons watched, frozen. An elderly man, Mr. Thompson, clutched his newspaper, his eyes narrowing. A teenager, Jake, stopped scrolling his phone, sensing drama juicier than his TikTok feed. The air crackled with tension, like the moment before a storm breaks. Mia, trained to de-escalate, offered a free drink. But HOA wasn't here for freebies, she was here for power. As Mia turned to the espresso machine, HOA's eyes locked onto the tip jar, a glass canister stuffed with crumpled 1s and 5s, the lifeblood of underpaid baristas. She nudged Lynn, who grinned like a fox spotting a henhouse. "They don't deserve this," HOA muttered, her voice dripping with disdain. "Bad service, bad attitude." Lynn nodded, her manicured nails tapping the counter. In one swift motion, HOA's meaty hand dipped into the jar, snatching a fistful of bills. Lynn followed, grabbing another handful, her laughter sharp and cruel. They stuffed the cash into HOA's purse, oblivious to the gasps around them. Jake's jaw dropped, his phone now recording. Mr. Thompson's newspaper hit the table with a thud. "Thieves!" he shouted, his voice shaky but firm. HOA spun around, her face a mask of righteous fury. "Thieves? Us. We're teaching this place a lesson. They don't deserve tips for serving garbage." Lynn chimed in. "Yeah, consider it a service fee for wasting our time." Their audacity was breathtaking, a masterclass in entitlement. Mia, turning back, saw the empty jar and froze. Her eyes welled up, but her voice held steady. "You can't do that. That's stealing." "Stealing?" HOA laughed, a sound like gravel in a blender. "You're lucky we don't sue for emotional distress." She gestured to Lynn, who was already halfway to the door, purse bulging. But Jake, the teenager, wasn't having it. He stood, all gangly limbs and righteous anger, and blocked their path. "I recorded everything," he said, holding up his phone. "You're not leaving." The shop went silent. HOA's smirk faltered, but she doubled down. "You little punk, you think you can scare me? I'm on the HOA board." Lynn, less confident, tugged at her sister's arm. "Let's go." HOA, but Mr. Thompson was already dialing 911, his voice calm but cutting. "Police, please. We've got a theft in progress." What followed was a spectacle of self-destruction. HOA launched into a tirade, accusing Mia of sabotage, Jake of harassment, and Mr. Thompson of being a nosy old fool. She waved her arms, knocking over a sugar dispenser, which shattered on the floor. Lynn, panicking, tried to bolt, but Jake's lanky frame held the door. The sisters' arrogance had built a cage around them, and they were too blind to see it. Minutes later, sirens wailed. 2 officers, a no-nonsense woman named Officer Daniels and her partner, a burly man named Officer Cruz, stepped into the chaos. Mia, still shaking, explained the theft, her voice breaking as she pointed to the empty jar. Jake handed over his phone, the video crystal clear. HOA and Lynn, gleeful as they robbed the jar, their voices dripping with scorn. The evidence was undeniable. HOA tried to spin a story. It was a misunderstanding. We thought it was our change. But Officer Daniels wasn't buying it. Ma'am, you took $47 from a tip jar. That's misdemeanor theft. Lynn, sweating through her makeup, stammered. We were just joking. The officers exchanged a look, unimpressed. Handcuffs clicked, and HOA's face turned purple with rage. You can't arrest me. I know my rights. As they were let out, the shop erupted in applause. Jake high-fived Mia, who managed a weak smile. Mr. Thompson, ever the gentleman, slipped a $20 into the jar. For your trouble, he said. The sisters' downfall was swift, a karmic slap that felt almost poetic. But the story didn't end there. At the station, HOA and Lynn faced the consequences. The video went viral, shared by Jake on X, captioned, HOA Karens caught stealing from baristas. Justice served. The post racked up thousands of likes, with comments tearing into the sisters' entitlement. Their HOA board, humiliated by the publicity, voted them out. Neighbors, long terrorized by their petty complaints, celebrated with block parties. The sisters' reign of terror was over. But the real impact was quieter. Mia, inspired by the support, started a fundraiser for local baristas, raising enough to cover a month's rent for her coworkers. Jake, the unlikely hero, gained a following for his quick thinking. And Mr. Thompson? He became a regular, always leaving a generous tip and a kind word. HOA and Lynn, meanwhile, faced court dates and fines. Their bad service excuse crumbled under scrutiny, and their misdemeanor charges stuck. HOA's purse, once a symbol of her bravado, was confiscated as evidence. Lynn's sunglasses, it turned out, were fake just like their excuses. They faded into obscurity, their names synonymous with shame. In the end, Brood Awakening thrived, a testament to community over cruelty. The tip jar overflowed, not just with cash, but with notes of gratitude. Mia, Jake, and Mr. Thompson had turned a moment of greed into a story of justice, proving that even the smallest acts of courage can topple the mightiest egos. The end.